How was your relationship with Mzee?
Very good. My dad alikuwa nyuki. She would get in and everyone will scatter.
Yeah.
Everyone will scatter. Out of his 21 children.
Wait. Oh my goodness. 21
kids.
Was all Kalau a genuine win? Or was it a setup? Right, ladies and gentlemen from the north, east, west, and south. Welcome, coming live from the 92 studios at Kiambu Road, Seattle Mall, first floor, opposite NCBA Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the one and only, the eagle himself, the Duke of Kakamega, Dr. Ofweneke is my name, and I bring you Kenya's most watched mature podcast. This is Lessons at 30 with Dr. Ofweneke. Of course, when you see me in a suit, you know, it's a serious conversation with a serious guest, with a serious mind, and with a serious brand, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get there, you cannot be sitting there and you have skilled giftings and you're skilling everywhere and you're still wasting yourself around Kenya. Now, if you want to know how you're going to get yourself into the US, in the fastest way to get yourself a green card and be able to export your skills out of the country, then waste no time. Just check the number on the screen, call ISP. And they'll be waiting on you. And of course, if you want to believe how legit they are, they're of course on Mirage Plaza, 3rd floor, and they'll be waiting to serve you. So ISP, getting you to America in the fastest way possible. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a man that I've known for many years. We have been colleagues in a couple of media houses. It's a man that you all know. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, an entrepreneur, a lawyer by profession, a media personality by face. Of course, he has brought you news bulletins, breaking news after breaking news after breaking news. And before any top politician in Kenya thinks of picking up their phone call, his phone call, they better have their answers correct before they appear on his show. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to bring for you, for the first time on Lessons at 30, let's get to know the man, the story behind this man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ken MIJUNGU.
Dr. Ofweneke.
Yes, sir.
That's the most gassing I've ever gotten in my life. I've never been gassed like that.
Why should it sound like gassing?
No, that's
my nigga.
gassing. That's gassing. What?
You don't believe in anything that I've said, bro. You are who you think you are.
I am who I think I am.
For the first time, I'm seeing Ken humble.
Yeah, because of the things you say about me. I'm not even aware about some things about me.
Bro, welcome on Lessons at 30.
Asante sana. I've been waiting to come here. I'm wondering, I'm not at 30.
No, bro, you are. Because I was waiting for experience moja a build.
Oh, the one that was missing.
Yes, there's a one of the attributes, one that I forgot is political analyst.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you are hitting politicians left, right, and center. You are telling Kenyans the truth.
And I'm very restrained at that. But first, congratulations. How can you eat a wedding? How can you eat a wedding?
Bro, what's all get crashed?
So I should have get crashed.
Malinya Primary School didn't have enough landing
wait, watch.
for you. You
know your dad is my friend.
I know.
Dad is my friend.
God. Okay. No, the wedding is coming up. The wedding is coming up anytime from now. And of course, be sure, for the crowd in Nairobi, you will be among them.
Congratulations. What you did gives us a lot of hope.
Thank you, sir.
And I think it's a good thing. And I've seen Madam, you have good eyes.
No maana tumefaa leo tumemix and match na sijui ilifanyika aje. My goodness. Thank you, sir. I think I was at a place whereby I just didn't want a trophy woman.
Yeah.
I want a woman who looks as beautiful as a trophy, but can also carry the vision and the purpose that I have in life.
Remember the last time we were in Kajiado?
Oof.
You remember?
Yes,
At December holiday, at
yes.
Wakili's place?
Yes.
You told me, Ken, I'm going to do this again. Good man. What
I
was the
did it
question?
and this
What
is
was
the last
question?
one.
Yeah? Very last. Very last.
I'm not doing
very
it.
last. Yeah.
I'm not doing another.
Yeah.
Bro, you have dived into it.
Yeah.
You also don't look like you have a very interesting past when it comes to relationships.
I don't, but I hide a lot of things. I
Yes, sir.
discovered that when you really value something,
Yes.
you don't showcase it to some people or to everyone. Your inner sanctum knows about it, and most importantly, you leave it to God. Right? So long as between you, God, and that person are okay, then you don't. There's a lot of things that we don't say about ourselves.
True.
But believe me, I'm in the best place of my life.
You're in the best place of your life.
I've never been this good in my life. Best place of my
Are
life.
we avoiding to use the term "I'm in love"? Are we avoiding using it? Are we trying to play? Legal to legal, legal to legal.
Not at all. I'm just saying I'm at the best place of my life. So I've made very good decisions in my life, and I believe God has held my hand. The last 2 years, I've seen remarkable things happen.
Amen.
Things that are unbelievable. And my life has always been a testimony. And when I last sat at an interview about 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
they asked me a question, and I told them, if you want to go that path, you'll need the whole day, because God listens, God rewards, and God leaves no doubt. When
God
he does, he listens, he rewards, and when he does something, he does not leave doubt. So that Ofweneke lives here and starts questioning, did I make the right decision? Did I marry the right woman? Right? You don't. God does not give that gap, does not give that space. God does not give that space to start doubting that it's his hand in what has happened. So the success of the day, for example, how well did it go? Did it go according to plan? Did you get the person you wanted? Did you get the right service providers? You understand? So when you start adding one and one, you realize at the end of the day that it's God speaking, showing you that my hand was in this. And that is a story that I want to tell next year, hopefully. And the reason why I want to tell that story is because it was a promise I made to God. I told God, you need to give me an example that when I go speak to people, they will know it was you. And I have 1,001. I'll give you just one.
Please do, sir.
I'll give you one. I decided to go back to Kenya School of Law. The decision happened last year. When I went to Kenya School of Law to register, there is minimum requirements that you need to meet. The last time I was in law school was 18 years ago. So obviously things have changed, the requirements have changed and everything. But what I did in 2008 when I started working is I had gone and registered. The requirements favored me at that time. Understand?
Yeah.
Every requirement that was needed, then I met it. But of course, because there's a lot that has happened, the requirements changed. And I go to Kenya School of Law, I apply in the portal, and my application is rejected. And I'm told I need to seek the bar exam, or I have to have an additional qualification. I'm currently doing 2 masters at once, at a go. But then the additional qualification they needed, I did not meet. So technically, I'm applying during the extension, and I really want to go to law school this year. So I don't know what to do. So as always, I kneel down and pray and tell God, you know, I was not even thinking about this thing 6 months ago. So what happens is you need to find a way for me.
Find a way.
Find a way for me. So I try to appeal, and they're not looking at the appeal. So I call, luckily I call the landline, and the guy picks and tells me, Ken, why don't you just come to school and we talk? So I go to school and I'm sitting there, and he tells me that the only way you can get admission is when you do A, B, C. Yes, you qualify, but either this or that. Then I remembered, I told myself, I'd gotten admitted to Kenya School of Law 2008. Why am I struggling? So I go back to my house, I opened my safe and looked through my documents, and guess what? My admission letter for 2008 is
Was
right
it the
there.
safe?
Clean, crisp, clean inside the envelope. You know, Kitambo, they used to give it on inside an envelope. You go pick it. So I have my admission letter. So I call this guy and say, I am able to do all these things, but I don't have time, right? So I had been admitted to Kenya School of Law. Then he says, if you had been admitted to Kenya School of Law, you come. So I go to Kenya School of Law, and guess what? The director is my former teacher, Dr. Mutai at Moi. So I tell him I'd been admitted, my application has been rejected. Well, I'm willing to wait for the bar exam in April, but if I do that, I'm not going to get into this semester. And God has directed me, I need to finish my bar exam this year. So he tells me, if you had been admitted, you have the letter of admission. And I go with the letter of admission, and I'm in school right now. What is the coincidence? Two coincidences. One, that I still had the letter of admission.
Two.
And secondly, I got a very understanding person who said, if you had been admitted at Kenya School of Law,
You're already in the system.
you are in the system. So you will be readmitted on that basis. And that's how I got
Tuseme tu ulikuwa umefukuza school fees, umerudi.
umerudi,
Shule.
umedifaa. So that coincidence, if I got someone who was not understanding, they will have dismissed me, say the procedure is 1 or 2. But this is someone who said, if you had been readmitted, I want to see that physical letter. He brought the physical letter. They confirmed in the system. And I'm in school. I would have gotten back to school. But the truth is, it would have taken me time. I would have joined the next ATP, Advocates Training Program. But for this, I would have joined next year, not this year after the bar exam, right? So it would have taken me time. So that is not coincidence. That is God. That is God. So I have a number of stories that if I look through them, I see the hand of God. And God leaves no doubt. When he does something, you don't question.
I love how you've just summed up God in that whole narrative. And I was talking to some people the other day, actually during our Creative for Christ worship night, and I telling them there are a lot of voices, Ken, that are rising up, especially social media, which are really trying to debunk the reality of the existence of God. All right? And don't believe in God, it doesn't exist. Bible is a concoction of weird stories. And here you are, and you're not speaking from a place of lack or vacuum. I mean, for all knowledge, God has really blessed you. And here you are, you're really saying, but then you know what? You are God.
It's because I have perfect examples. And the last thing I said after rewards is, God leaves no doubt. I am just reluctant to tell this story. I'm going to tell it next year. And I know I'm going to be alive because God wants me to tell these stories. Because if there's anything that will happen in the kingdom, if anything that will come back and people relate, is the stories I have, because they're practical. And this is a promise I made. And it has to come to pass. I said, God, this happens, and I'm going to tell this story. And the world is going to see you through my eyes. It's going to happen.
This is deep.
Gonna happen.
Bro, let me just ask. From a small bro to big bro. In all this, what defines, in the world of Ken MIJUNGU, what defines happiness? If happiness was food, what would be the ingredients?
What would be the ingredients? I think for me, happiness comes from a point of understanding yourself. Understanding yourself. And once you understand yourself, you understand your limits, you understand what and who should be in your space. For me, that defines happiness. For me nowadays, my happiness is go back home, sit at home, go to the office, go to school, and come back home. That is my happiness nowadays. The fact that I'm alive, my mother is alive, and the people I love are alive and healthy. For me, that is happiness. And by the way, when you get to that point that everything happens the way God wants them to happen, you find yourself at a place that nothing bothers you. I tell people, like the first thing I told you, I'm at the best place of my life. Man, there's nothing that you can bring in my space that will worry me. There is no question that you can ask me that I will not or struggle to find an answer to. If I don't have an answer, I'll tell you I don't have an answer. There is no pressure to be anywhere, to say anything, and to be anywhere. sacrificing everything for your own peace of mind is the best decision I made.
Sacrificing
Anything for your own peace of mind. And by the way, peace of mind starts from understanding yourself.
Contentment.
Yourself, forget about what someone thinks you are. Man, I've gone through everything in this country. Professionally, socially, emotionally, and health-wise. There's nothing I haven't gone through. But I'm alive.
Yes, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm eating. I can sleep. And I thank God. This is a discussion I did not want to get into because it's a long discussion. It's going to sidetrack you.
No, but it's lessons at 30. It's lessons at 30. Bro, you're within the theme of the title of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's lessons at that. Bro, that's because I just sat down the other day and it's like I have snippets of both professionally and personal wise stories of who Ken is. And I just thought, this man carries an amazing, beautiful story.
A lot.
Do you carry in your family? Are you the one who are you the only person who carries the same testimony?
I doubt. I have a brother who is my immediate follower. He's called Clifford. Clifford has 3 beautiful babies. One is 16, the other one is 11. I think the other one is about 7 or 8. Cliff carries a beautiful story. When Cliff was 9 or 8, he fell sick. What modern times would call cancer of the throat. Modern times. We actually sometimes look back and think, was this cancer or not? But that was when he was 9. Cliff is now in his 40s. He's alive with the family and he's doing good.
Let's get back.
So it's not only me. If I would tell you, they can tell their own stories, but each person in my family, we're a family of 7 plus my mom 8. I have 6 siblings. Everyone in that family.
What number are you?
I am number 3. I'm number 3. I'm the middle child. Yeah.
Attention.
0, Bana. 0. I think I'm the one who had it rough and the toughest. Although my mom disagrees. So when I tell her, Mom, I'm that child that suffered the most in this house, she disagrees. But I tell her, factually, I am. And I explain to her.
Fact by fact.
Fact by fact. I tell her I was number 3. So the first one is a girl. You get a girl, you're excited. She's the firstborn. Then second born is a boy. You know him, Billy.
Yes, yeah.
So Billy comes and they have a girl and a boy. Then third is who?
A boy.
Who the hell is this? We have seen it all, right? Then number 4 comes and he's Cliff, my follower. So Cliff turns 9 and we're just 2 years difference. Cliff turns 9 and he becomes sick, right? So attention goes back to Cliff. So it's Vera, the only girl.
So there's already specified
it's just a
delicateness here.
Yes. And then Billy, firstborn boy. And then Ken. And then at least Cliff would have given me some hope. But Cliff comes and years later he's unwell. So attention, now it's Ken has to be skipped again.
Oh God.
So we are at Cliff. Then Paul comes 5 years after Cliff. And now Paul is the lastborn for how many years? 7 years of my life. Is it 7? No. Paul is the lastborn for 11 years of my life, right? Then the twins come. The lastborns are twins. So literally.
Oh, okay, now condolences.
Literally.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother.
Literally. I am the middle child who stayed home. Even when everyone traveled abroad to study, I remained home. But that's something I want to tell you also about it. My dad fell sick in 2006 when the twins were barely 6 years old and everyone else was in London in the UK studying. So what happens? Who takes care of everyone?
Ken.
Yeah.
So
by the time my dad was dying 6 years later in 2012, who was taking care of him?
Ken.
So when he died, I was the last person who saw him. So was the last person he blessed?
Ken.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. And that's a testimony that I have to tell the world. There's blessings from parents. And when your parent blesses you, right? When your parent blesses you, my friend, you never miss, you never lack. However difficult it is, that blessing covers you. that blessing covers you forever.
Wow. How was your relationship with Mzee?
Very good. My dad alikuwa nyuki. She would get in and everyone will scatter.
Yeah.
Everyone will scatter. But the funniest thing, my dad really trusted me because out of his 21 children...
Wait.
That's a story for
another day. We need a glass of water for this one. We need
21.
I hope, Manu, the sound is good for this. Oh my goodness, 21
kids.
So let's go back to the conversation again. So in this 21,
yes,
which number are you again?
My dad did something that is remarkable. He had 3 wives. So the funniest thing is my mom is the last one.
Okay.
Her firstborn is born 1980. But the second house and the first house also have 1980 borns. Across the board, right? So out of all his kids, I'm the only one who could drive him. Out of all his kids, I am the only one who could drive. I'm sure my dad died out of 21 kids. I'm the only one who drove him. That's how he trusted me.
What is that between the two of you? Was it your height? Was it the way your demeanor? What is that? There must be something
I get my height from my dad. But remember, by the time he was dying, I was barely 20, my late 20s. So it didn't really... I don't think there was more trust bestowed on me by my dad than any other person. It's just that I was more available than anyone else, right? And because of that, I think we grew very close towards the end of his life. Yeah, because you can imagine this was a sick guy who was paralyzed, right, half of his body, and I had to stay with him most of the time. From my college days at Moi, he used to stay with me in my house in Moi whenever he was at the hospital. When I came to Nairobi, he used to stay with me at my house in Feather, right? Before he died, I actually rented a house for him. I used to live in Imaradaima, so I rented a house next to my house because I knew there was going to be a lot of traffic. So I said, because he'll have his friends, his brothers, sisters, his other children, and they can't keep on coming to my house. So I rented a house for him so that everyone would be meeting at his house. Yeah, and he died. And by the way, he died after he waited for me to die. He waited for me to die. So I was going to, was it Congo Brazzaville? And there had been an explosion at the military camp. It's called Mpila, not Mpira, Mpila. So there was an explosion and so many people died. Over 200 people died in that military camp. So I went to cover it for CCTV Africa. And for the first time when I was boarding that plane, KQ plane, I felt there was something that was wrong. Actually, in my mind, indege nanguka. You know that apprehension that you can't explain. I was sweating. I was so apprehensive, but I left my dad okay. So I didn't know what was going to happen because I was so apprehensive. So we landed with my cameraman, Jean-Paul Habirimana. So we landed there and I look at the military camp, the pictures on my Facebook, there's explosion, we are picking guns, pistols, everything. But everything burned down in that military. So at the funeral, the state funeral, there were like 9 40-foot haulers, like the trucks that haul 40 foot. So they had removed the containers and that car trailer, they had put the coffins. So there were like 9 of them with coffins inside the stadium for the prayers. And I kept thinking, these are people's fathers, these are people's brothers, these are people's sisters. I said, I left my dad at home, and actually, my dad could also just die like these people. That I'm thinking while I'm in Congo Brazzaville. And then that evening, my brother calls me, Cliff, and tells me, Dad didn't wake up well. So we're taking him to the hospital. A big hospital in South B, by the way. South B. The biggest hospital in South B. I will not mention their name. So they first go to South B Hospital and they look at him and they say, we can't take care of him. So take him to this big hospital in South B. So he goes there and the big hospital refuses to admit him. And he's left outside from around 6 p.m. to around 2 a.m. in the morning. Just outside, they refused to take him to the ICU or HDU because we didn't have the money to admit him to the hospital. So my uncle, his soul rest in peace, died a few years ago, calls Kenyatta Hospital and they take him to the HDU. And that's how he never spoke again. He never opened his eyes. That was a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. On Saturday, I landed here at 6 a.m. Bag in the house, straight to the Kenyatta hospital. And I get him, and he's basically functionless because he's at the HDU. But the doctor tells me he can hear you, can talk to him, and he'll respond. So when I got in, I talked to him, and he opens his eyes, but he can't communicate. So everyone is coming. There was a lot of traffic from relatives. I think people had their hunches going because they've been sick for 6 years. So I go to see my mom at my brother's place. And then I had a girlfriend who lived somewhere on Thika Road. So I go to see the family again because she used to live with the family. And later on in the evening at around 2 a.m. after leaving that family, I decided to pass by Kenyatta National Hospital. He was at the HDU. See in the emergency, there's HDU up. When I get to the HDU, he's breathing differently. And I asked the doctor, civilian nilimwacha daytime, what's going on? Then he tells me, actually, he can hear you. Talk to him. He's okay. So I talk to my dad, and he's trying to talk with all the pipes. He's trying to talk. And he's responding. And I tell him, so you can actually hear me. Then I tell him, I just landed today, and I'm very tired. I'll see you tomorrow in the morning at 6. That is 2 a.m. So my mom leaves the house, my brother's house, and goes to the hospital at around 9. Next thing is a phone call. So I'm the last person to see him alive. So he died after I left.
Damn.
Yeah.
How did the reality hit you?
After my dad died? Actually, I think he taught us a lot to survive. So I only knew that I would struggle with a lot of adulthood decisions. And then from a polygamous family, you don't know how things will turn up.
Yeah.
And you have to move on, You have to move on. Luckily, everyone who's abroad had also come back. So Billy is around, Cliff is around, Vera is around, and all of us are around now. Yeah, so it was easier that way. But I only knew I would struggle with decisions that you transition into adulthood and you need your father to guide you. I think that was the only dilemma I had.
Now you see why I hold Sunday close.
Kabisa. He's a good man. I've known him longer than you. You know that?
I'm sure. God, you wish.
I've known him longer than I've known you. Longer than I've known you. Yeah?
No, I tell guys, and guys, very soon, Sunday Senior, of course, will be a guest on Lessons at 30.
Kabisa.
And I tell guys, when people are sitting in a group that they have something negative in 1% say about their father, but my father is my best friend. I got the best of them all from the shelf.
I know one of your staff members with a dad, inseparable. I don't even know how she values the dad that much. Inseparable.
I realized that from the first day we met as well.
The first day I knew her, the first person I spoke to was the dad.
Guys, we just gossiping somebody. We'll tell you about her one day, one time.
Yes.
So, and allow me to ask, and just to shake up the conversation. Because now you come from a polygamous setup in terms of family. Is that an idea that you think is still a reality in today's world?
I can only explain it in one way.
Yes, sir.
What is a lesser evil? What is a lesser evil? You would have decided to keep everyone. Right?
Bro, you're going for under the belt.
I'm just saying, you would have decided.
You're my bro, you're allowed.
Yes.
You're my G, you're allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have decided to keep the first woman I ever married, right?
Exactly.
But you can decide to do it or not to do it. For example, in my family, only my grandfather and my father are polygamous or were polygamous.
Only the two of them.
But my grandfather had 4. My dad had 3. None of his kids has 2. None, absolutely.
Is it because the situation was interesting?
No. It's because it's a choice people make. I mean, if I'm married right now, if I want to get a second wife, the first one will resist, but at the end of the day, the decision is mine.
Yes.
So I'll look at it like that. But I see a lot of traction on social media that the Western culture is encouraging things like same-sex marriages or unions and discouraging polygamy. So which one is a lesser evil? Which one is a lesser evil? Marry many wives?
I'd rather marry many wives.
As a traditional Kenyan or a traditional African, or go that direction. I mean, the justification is found in your answer to that question.
Yeah.
I think which one is a lesser evil? For me, polygamy is a choice. If you want to do it and your women accept,
Well
it.
and good.
Yeah. If they don't accept,
That's okay.
yeah. But I believe, bro, we work so hard that we need to spend the little we have with the only people in our lives. We work so hard that we need to spend the little we have with the only people in our lives. These women sacrifice tons and tons for you to look this good. Well done.
Oh yes, you can
So
say that
once
like
you
that.
make money, because I see the money, what happens? Now you want the rest. For me, my policy is, if you help me make the money, you eat the money.
Oh,
If you don't make me eat the money, that's none of my business. You will. You will not eat the money she's supposed to eat. It's not going to happen. So for me and polygamy, from where I stand, no, it's never going to happen in my life. I'm never going to have 2 wives. Never. Never.
there's a time when it was a concept many years ago, but I think over time, I think with the wisdom gaining in, and I'm asking myself, because also like what you said about knowing and understanding yourself, I'm a very impatient person, and also contrary to Ofweneke being a comedian, Sunday is very no nonsense. I like things straight up, so I don't have the patience of handling 2 women.
Man, it's difficult.
I can. If one alone, you need the spiritual wisdom and the grace.
to
Then I
handle.
don't know about 2.
Don't.
Me even see men with 2 wives. I'm like, hey, nigga. Okay, even if it's the money that you have.
No, it's not the money. I don't think it's the money. I don't think it's the money that drives them there. The only thing I know, I will never have to. So if I'm lying to someone that she could be number 2, I'm like,
You better know now.
she can't be number 2. I can't have number 2. It's not gonna happen.
Ken, in high school,
Yeah.
are you everywhere? Are you everywhere? Are you in class? Are you on every list? Are you on music festival, drama, journalism club?
My high school was interesting. My senior school was interesting. I was a villager. I'm a complete villager.
Or do you say?
I am a complete villager. Now, I go to a national school, and half of the people I interact with are people from urban areas. Man, I had a rough time in school in every way. I remember this story, and this is a true story, and this guy is called Jean-Paul. I don't know where he went. So I was sharing, I still remember their names. So Jean-Paul Ochung, I was with Mwatha, Joseph Mwatha, I can remember, and there's a boy there, I can't remember his name. So one time I'm trying to fit, and this is a true story. I'm trying to fit.
This gotta be a place for me in this social circle.
And then people are telling stories about Nairobi and everything. This is a true story. And I've never been to Nairobi. Well, I first came to Nairobi in 2002, so you can understand.
Kibaki tosha.
2002, I was looking for visa to go abroad for studies. So to Cofield, we are trying to fit. I'm trying to fit in, and they're telling their stories about Nairobi. So I remember my bro Cliff had told me about Ukifika Nakuru. There is that car flyover that says welcome to Nakuru. Why are you laughing? I'm gonna stop telling this story.
No, please. Cameras off. Tell me the story, bro. You're safe. It's a safe space.
Cliff used to tell me stories about Nairobi because he started coming to Kenyatta Hospital by 1993 because he was unwell. So he tells me the story of Nakuru. There's a place written welcome to Nakuru. After Nakuru, next is Nairobi. So in my attempt to fit, I tell that story of welcome to Nairobi, welcome to Nakuru, next is Nairobi. Never been to Nakuru, Nairobi, even Nakuru. The most I'd done was Kisi from Migori. So then I started telling, I remember there was a story I was told about Mr. Carnival. Do you remember Mr. Carnival?
Yeah.
It was the bodybuilders. So someone had told me about Mr. Carnival. That December, there was a Mr. Carnival. They went for the function. But sasa, mimi na ushamba yangu. I didn't know what it was. So as people are telling stories in the attempt to fit, I say Mr. Carnivorous. I was a complete mshamba in the attempt to fit. So the luckiest thing that I did in this guy is encouraging me to get to drama, to get to music festival. Yeah, it's a funny story. Yeah, but I'm still a villager. So I get to drama, music festival. Then I get to start traveling, I went first to Nakuru to Menengai because of Maseno school, But because of drama and music festival, yes. And then I did something to Maseno school that I think they still have until now. I introduced scouting.
Oh, there was no scouting at that time?
There was no scouting. So I introduced scouting in Maseno school.
Wow.
Yes.
Then from there we clear high school.
Yeah. I go to campus.
Because now I'm wondering, because now I feel like you and I probably we almost share the same path.
Meaning you're a villager.
Well,
You're born in Nairobi. You're born in Nairobi.
I was born in Nairobi.
Yes.
Then Sunday,
decided to
this
go.
is a story for behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, Sunday and Gideon Moy cannot sit on the same room. It's a story for 35 years ago.
Oh, really?
They can never sit in the same
When they were in their 20s probably, or early 30s.
Their beef is bad.
Okay.
They cannot sit on the same room together. Hii story mpaka ilijaribu kusolve ya State House.
Ilishindikana.
Ilikata. Story for you should get him akwambie.
Okay.
So what happens? Accounts freezed up. I think that I'm around 5 years. We abandoned, we go back to the village. Kakamega, deep down in Kapenga. From Nairobi life to Kakamega nyumba ya matope. So I'm a product of both village. Because I was in the Kakamega for a long time until class 8 from 1.
Okay.
Then also a mixture of ghetto as well. So hii kizungu ni ya my India language.
Ni ya Willis.
Dr. Blau. It's from watching a lot of TV.
Yeah.
So because when I left, Mzee was very keen on me becoming a lawyer.
Okay.
All right. And I actually did until second year.
Then he said, "Apana."
No, the comedy looked like it was making quick
And
sense.
yeah.
The Vioja Makamanis and Milele, you know, the 10,000.
More lucrative.
I'm like, Magna Carta lawyer. I was like, give me my bag. I'm out of this place. But is the dream of becoming? So where do the dreams? Where do they separate? Are you already growing the dream of becoming a media personality?
No. Media was by default. By default in 2008, 2007, it was by default. I never, ever. When I was clearing Moi University, there was a new VC that was brought. I think he was called Professor Muibe.
I remember the name.
With a bald head and something. So the nearest I ever came to the media is when he was being installed. Nation Media Group was there. Standard was there, and there were the banners, and students had flanked him. So I remember the first picture I saw in the media of myself was me behind Muibe and together with other people as he's being interviewed after installation. So my media journey was by default. Never even thought about it. I was going to go to Kenya School of Law straight from Moi University. But again, something funny happened. I tried to get places that I could do my pupillage as I go to Kenya School of Law, and no one is accepting. Later on, I learned that actually they had no basis of accepting me for pupillage, but I felt really bad because some were my relatives. You have to go to Kenya School of Law, and then afterwards you do your pupillage, and then you are admitted, right? So at that time, I wanted to do pupillage as I go to Kenya School of Law. So I remember being told, hey man, first go to Kenya School of Law, get your admission, and then come back. So when I got my admission, they still refused. They say, start going to school, then we can give you pupillage. So I didn't understand it at that time. So I started looking for work. So I looked for work at that time it was CFC. CFC. I had a relative who was working there, and they give you a promise of giving you something. It never happened.
Typical.
I try somewhere else, some other relative, and they can't. So I resort to being a taxi driver in Umoja. Yeah. So my uncle Ben, was a taxi driver. So I need to do something. So I started driving his car. And luckily, I had saved some good money from Moi. That's a story for another day. I used to do biashara in Moi. So I had money.
What are you selling?
I had a video rental shop while I was in campus. And then my brothers, remember I told you they were in the UK?
Yes.
So they used to send laptops. That was the advent of floppy disks, CD drives, all those things,
and all those
wireless headphones. So they would send here, and I was in Eldoret. So in Nairobi, there was DevTech. DevTech was the biggest distributor. In Eldoret, ndio ilikuwa ina take root. But in Eldoret, there's so much money because of the athletes. So they will send a laptop for 200,000. I'll sell it for 300,000 or 50,000.
At that time,
I would sell, I would sell flashes. So by the time I'm coming to Nairobi, I've saved enough money to buy a car. So when my uncle introduced me to the taxi driving business, I had some little money, 200. Actually, I bought that car for 287,000.
287?
Yeah, 287.
K
it was
what?
a salad. KAJ. It was a KJ.
Where, Datsun, B12, which one?
No, it was a Starlet.
Where?
Yeah. So I buy and I get into the taxi business. So during the day,
How old are you at this time?
I'm barely 24.
So barely 24, you're already driving your first car.
I told you my dad trusted me. I was the only one who could drive my dad. So yeah, barely 24, I was driving a Starlet. So during the day, because my uncle doesn't want me to drive, during the day he's making money. At night he'll give me the car because he's going to sleep. So during the day I go to Uhuru Park and sit at Uhuru Park and listen to those preachings and take soda and bread, right? Then during the night I get back to Moja and get my uncle's car and drive it. And then I have some 1,000, 1,200 by morning. I give him what I give him, I remain with what I remain with. So that continued for a while. So me and media, what happened, post-election violence happened, and my brother, Cliff, is back. He's staying at Jamhuri, my brother Billy's house in Jamhuri. It's only a fence, then you are at Ayan. Jamhuri, then Ayan, Kibera. So he comes with a camera. So there's so much violence, and because I'm a Nilot, I'm Luo. Well, I'm not a Luo, but yes, because I'm Luo, I could get into Kibra. So that day, Sheila Kwamboka and Jane Goiri had gone to cover the violence in Kibra as two ladies. Unfortunately, they were attacked and their camera and everything was taken from them. So in the evening, a guy I know, he's actually sort of a relative, calls me and tells me, someone will call you from K24. So Bernard Otieno, we were sports.
Yes.
Calls me and tells me that they understand I have some footage inside Kibra. And John Mwendwa and Eric Latif were the bosses. So later I receive a call from Eric Latif, "Hey, bana uko wapi? Leta hiyo kitu." So I take it. And Eric tells me...
Do you know each other?
Well, yeah, I had footage. So I don't even know this guy.
He doesn't know.
Yes. But they got my number from Paul. So I go to K24 and they tell me footage is nice. It's deep inside Kibra. I remember there was a shop, a Coca-Cola shop, Ilichomeka.
Bro, as you're telling this story, my mind is playing a flashback of 2007 because we used to live in Jammu.
Oh, okay.
So I'm seeing all these things as you say.
Yeah.
There were bodies around 42. It was the whole 42 stage. Towards the road show,
post office
showground.
Yeah, showground, post office.
All that looked like Rwanda, the Rwanda genocide movie. The way bodies were being, that's how that place looked like. All the way to Olympic, Ayani, Makina, into Fort Jesus, all that area. So as you're speaking, I can literally play.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have this footage from inside and I take it to K24 and they look at it and it's nice. So Eric says that we'll pay you. So I ask how much. So Eric tells me 2,500. It wasn't kidogo. I just realized I could make money. Like, kumbe, you can make money. So then I think to myself and say, no. I'm not making 2,500. I said, I'll give you this footage, but I want to learn what you do here.
That's my only condition.
Then Eric asks, so are you a journalist? I said, no, I'm a lawyer. But I said, but where's the... And then the newsroom was just by the corridor. So Eric stands at the door and shouts, "Ati oneni huyu jamaa, ati ni wakili anataka kuwa journalist." So Eric shouts, but that was a good introduction because then everyone started paying attention. So he tells me, we are so busy, come during the evening. You can practice with the computers, you can see what we do. We are 24 hours, there'll be less stuff. And then during the day, you can stay at home. Remember, usiku nafanya taxi driving, so I have to utilize my day. So I tell Eric, I'm not going to leave. So Eric's office was right at the entrance. Ndiaone watu wamechelewa. So his office is right here and the door is there. So ataona kila mtu. And Eric used to be at the office by 6. So I come in and sit at the reception where his secretary and the rest of the people are seated. So he sees me all the time. And where kuja jioni? I say. Until one day he just tells me, "Sawa, waingia. Anza kulan." Then they attach me to the international desk. Luckily, Obama is running.
Come on.
So there's a lot of material they need. Then there's a lady there called Lucy. Lucy had just had a baby, if I'm not wrong. So she would come in late and want to leave early. So who was left? Myself. That's how I got into K24. Roski Modho loves me to death. If you meet Roski Modho and ask Roski Modho, who's one of your best staff ever? When she was adding people 3,000 shillings, she was adding me 13,000, 15,000.
It was worth it.
Because of gratitude. I am the only one, and one day she said it at a meeting, that I would go back to Rose after my salary was added. Remember, I worked for 4 years.
Yeah.
And say, Mom, thank you. I know I don't deserve it, but thank you. The next time she's adding, utapata 3K, Ken atapata 15,000.
Gratitude.
Because of gratitude. And I understood the aspect of gratitude very early on in my life. I understood that when you say thank you to people, regardless of how, I ask people, my mom is the most deserving person I can spend. Forget about my child. The most deserving person I can spend my money on is my mom. But even if I send my mom airtime for 200 shillings, your WhatsApp will have a message of thank you. Then there are these other people that you send them 50,000. Let me tell you, there's a politician I met last week on Friday. He gave me good business for Chopper. Good business. And he even paid me excess in the conversion with dollars. So I'm supposed to return this politician
in
money.
real sense, yeah.
And nikamtumia pesa. This politician, very senior politician, says, I acknowledge received. Thank you. I look at these other people. No one says thank you for anything. Now,
send me 2K urgently.
And then they receive and it's blue ticked. Until the next time they want money. So I always say gratitude is a must. So Eric allows me to get into K24. I start learning. Then Mudoni Njuguna of BBC, she's my friend to date. So she comes in for the morning show and then she says, kuja tufanye newspaper review. So remember, I used to go very early in the morning because I need content. But they thought that mimi nilikuwa naenda too because I was a good worker. No, I wasn't good. I lacked fare. Now I'm concentrating on this. So I have to leave Umoja with the early morning car and I live a 50 bob, right? And I wait in the evening for when they're dropping people for free. Then Rose Kimotho understood what I was doing. Guess what Rose does? She understood as a mother. She said, this boy, because she started paying me 9 months after that. And she paid me 60,000 straight.
So for a whole 9 months at K24?
Zero.
No pay?
Zero. Sometimes
Gen Zs wouldn't relate. Gen Zs wouldn't relate. It's like, nigga,
During
what are you
9
saying?
months?
And nigga, what? Millennials are glorifying problems.
But that's where I also learned that God provides. Because I'm one person who will pray and I go to work. And that day, Minor, Samuel, he's now at KBC, the editor-in-chief, would send me out for an assignment. And it's a politician and they're dishing money. And I have my 10K. And I prayed in the morning. Sometimes I leave the house, I don't even have my fare to work. Remember, I've stopped everything because I want to now build my career.
Yeah.
So I would go and Maina gave me fare so many times, to go home and come back early. So Rose realizes that this guy is not doing this because he loves this job. This guy is hungry. I never used to eat beef. But every evening there was ugali and beef and mboga at K24. Ilikuwa inakuja hivi so that everyone who's working would eat. So when Rose realizes, guess what Rose does? He includes chicken in the diet for me. So now, nyama ikikuja, hiyo ya side, inakuanga ya Ken. Na ni kuku. Na si kuku half, quarter.
Kuku inajielewa.
It's full chicken.
Come on.
Yeah. She did that until when I left. Every single day nyama inaingia jioni. Even the weekends that I don't work, kuku bado ilikuwa inakuja for the rest.
Just in case.
And because Rose understood, I don't even know. One day I'll ask her, why you understood so many things about me? So the other day she met me when I was at Nation and she was being introduced. She's walking around with Linus guitar. She saw me, she almost tripped. She called Linus, come. Do you know this guy? This is the best person you have here. Like to date, she knows my values. And these are values that I inculcated quite early. I appreciate what people do for me. I have gratitude and I respect people. And the most important thing that I learned then is keep friends and genuine friendship. There is no single friend of mine who will ever tell you I crossed you in any way. There is no single friend. You see this guy called Mike Mbuvi Sonko?
Yes.
This guy has been my friend from the time he wanted to run for Makadara. If you ever call him to sit here, ask Mike. My story with Mike. Ask Mike. He'll tell you, when he was running for Makadara, he walked into the newsroom at K24 and he's looking for media, but no one is paying attention. Remember, it was a Matatu owner something at that time. He was running so many Matatus. So no one is paying attention to Mike. So I asked him what he wants. And we're sitting at the reception and he says he wants to run for Makadara and he wants exposure. I look at this guy, he's blinged, he looks young and everything. And I tell him, we have so much time at K24, so I'll fix you at 11. That was the first TV interview Mike Sonko had. And we became friends today. Mike is someone, if I'm broke today, I call him. I tell him, please send me 200. He'll say, kata simu. Or he'll say, uko wapi. Nothing. Hakuna story.
How many friends, how many such friends do you have? That if,
I can count on?
Yes. That if I was to call and say, hey, I need a milli now.
Three. They will not ask me what for. They'll never ask me what for. 3. The rest is there. They're good friends to me, right? But I'm talking about friends that I know if today I'm stuck in the rut and I need something, I'll call them and they will never ask me a question. And they're not lending you money, by the way.
Kata simu.
They're not lending you. They're giving you money. 3.
I love how literally you got into the media space. That's like we said by default. It was
just literally like that. And the rest is history. So I started doing things with Mudhoni Njuguna in the morning, newspaper review. Before you know it, Smriti moves to K20 to NTV, and Eric Njoka moves to news, and then there's vacancy for business. Tap, you're on air. That's what happened. Thanks to Maina.
What is your family thinking at this time? This boy is a lawyer. What are you doing on TV doing?
They didn't care much because my dad is sick. Remember, this 208, my dad is 2 years into his sickness. All my other siblings are abroad. My mom is struggling. She's just a school teacher. Well, she was the principal of a high school. But how much money? You have 3 kids abroad, a sick husband at home, and twins who are just barely 8 years at that time. What more can you do? So I said, I'm not going to ask, and I've never asked for money from home from the time I was 19. Only school fee. I've never. So they're not thinking much because, again, they understand. They are in the UK fending for themselves. I'm here fending for myself. So anything that can help you move from...
So be it.
You do it. But at some point, one of my brothers told me, these guys are not paying you. You're really struggling. Can't you find something else to make money? Because sometimes I will ask them for rent. Like I'm stuck. I was auctioned once. I was taken out of the house 3 times in Umoja for lack of payment of rent. Because remember now, everything... I have a car then, but I don't have money. I have a car, but I don't have money.
And why can't you sell this car?
I never sell any property, and that's something else that you should learn. If you ever get a property that you buy in the right manner, and you really struggle to buy it, unless you really have to sell it, don't sell it. You work so hard to buy it, unless you really want to have to sell it, don't sell it. So I learned earlier on in my life. I have a car that I bought from Nation in 2013 with my first loan at Nation. I have it to date. How many years later? 13. I have it.
It's still there?
It's still there, crisp. I asked myself, why should I sell it? So yeah, that's how I got to the media.
Wow, my goodness. So now that you know your value at K24,
yeah,
which is now the next media house you move to?
So in 2010, KTN approaches me. Katwan Zile calls me and I go to KTN. And at that time, I was being paid now 75,000 by Rose. So I go to Katwan Zile and I get Nzile with a contract ready. He contract ready.
He didn't even call you to negotiate?
No, nothing. Yeah. He calls me to go see him, but then there's a contract that is ready.
Is that my G?
Yeah, he says can't sign hii kitu na Nzile anaongea raka ni Mkamba. Anaongea raka. Sign. I say no. So I go back to Rose. You know she's my friend. I tell Rose, KTN have offered me 115,000. What do you think? Should I leave or not? Rose tells me, leave for where? Stay here. And I'm not adding you any money. Because of the respect I had for Rose, I never left for KTN. I never signed that contract.
Audacity.
We were good. Rose, remember I've told you how well she treated me. This is my mother now. So I say, no. Rosa said, no, I'm not leaving. 2010. 2011, KTN comes once more. Katwan Zile again. Contracts. Sasa ananipatia 140k. Nimeenda amenipatia contract ni sign. Nikarudi kwa Rose nikasema sasa ni double what you're giving me here. Akaangalia akasema sasa I will add you money. Now I can add you money because now I will, this is now good. Sasa kaniongeza, guess what, 5,000 na kaniambia kuna mali unaenda. Nikasema fine, Rose amesema siendi, so I didn't go again. But now God works in mysterious ways. Rose knew what she was stalling. I didn't know what she was stalling. So 2011, Richard Kagoe comes and tells me, hey bro, Richard Kagoe is this the pioneer anchors of K24. Yes. You know Richie.
Yeah, that time Milele was now part of Media Max. Media Max, yes. Yes, so now we are now at Longonot.
Oh, yeah, Longonot. I'm then at DMS. Yeah. So Richard, when I used to live in Umoja, I used to live somewhere on Jogo Road. So I used to drop him. So we grew some friendship with Richard Kagoe. So when he got an offer to go to CCTV Africa, who was the first person he told? Kaniambia, we bro, kuna chance. Now ameniambia ni selected number of people, so we bana apply. The funniest thing, Richard never got the job.
You did get it.
I got the job. But the reason he didn't get the job, he wanted to be an anchor. But Mark Masai was a better anchor at that time in the eye of CCTV than Richard. So they took Mark Masai for the anchoring job. And because me, I wanted reporting, they gave me the reporting job. So Richard remained at Media Max. And I left. I went to CCTV Africa. Now, the offer they gave me was 350,000.
Oh, Mam Kimodo.
When I went to Rose, what do you think she did?
Please Nambeli, Ali kulipa sasa yodo.
She blessed me. She told me, sasa enda. No, this one enda. I mean, that was the money probably the managers were being paid at K24 at that time. So Rose blessed me.
Wow.
But I can't, all these interviews I do about how I started, I never acknowledge one thing. Jeff Koinange's role. So as I'm struggling with the international desk, one day I make a mistake. I don't know what I did. I think there was something about Doyen or Dazan. I don't remember. And Jeff shouts at me in the newsroom. So Jeff had given me, if you ask Jeff today who's Ken MIJUNGU, who's Ken, he will struggle. MIJUNGU, he will know. But if you ask right now, call Jeff, say, Jeff, who's McCain? He'll tell you. So Lucy was nicknamed Obama on the international desk. He nicknamed me McCain. Jeff had nicknames for everyone. So Jeff shouted and told me I will never be a journalist. I should go do tailoring.
Jeff
Koinange, he told me that. And Jeff, you know his voice, he can shout here.
Yeah, Omar.
At the parking. So he told me, you'll never make it to the media. Go be a tailor or something. So I told him I'll disapprove him. Minor Samuel had. Then Minor said, watu tutaonyesha. So the next time there was an opportunity at Mau Forest during the eviction, he decides I am going to cover that event. Everyone, John Mwendwa resisted. I don't remember if Bernard was involved. But it was John Mwendwa. He resisted because I couldn't even voice my stories. So when they resisted, Maina sneaked me out. He went and signed everything and said, Ken went. So when I went and covered the Mao eviction, I came back with the footage and everything. Akina John said, I give it to someone else. Maina said, no, your voice in that story. You know, that story I did in the Mao as my first story had a commendation in Parliament. It was discussed in Parliament. If you look at the Hansard of that time, late 2009 or no, late 2008 or 2009 Parliament, you will see because it was the most elaborate story we did on the Mao complex. It had a whole discussion in Parliament. So Jeff Koinange, when I did that story and became a very good story and I applied, I'm a CNN fellow, all those things, Jeff started trusting me. So any gig that Jeff was not going for, because of Jeff, I went to Ouagadougou.
That's in Cameroon.
I went to Egypt. I went to Malawi. I think anywhere that Jeff was not going to,
Ken was going.
I was a default because of how I disapproved him. So I traveled, at K24, I traveled almost 7 countries courtesy of Jeff Koinange because of that trust. But it's because of that shouting. Then I changed, everything changed to date. I met him at the petrol station 2 days ago, and he told me, man, you need to come back to the media. We miss you.
Yeah, yeah. Jeff and Madam Rose, you guys need to sit on this.
No, they do. Jeff will tell you stories. Rose will tell you those things.
Oh.
So yeah, I applied and got the job for CCTV Africa. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you have and when you came back, how would you now renegotiate for you to come back
to the media?
Yes, back home.
We work with the Chinese, and we are so many. Robert, you remember the late Robert Soy?
Yes.
Eric Njoka. We have Newton Debu, myself, Mark Masai. So it's 2023. We are going back to the election, and the Chinese have started misbehaving. There's a time they even secluded us from even the same eating place, and they started mistreating us. They started treating us as Africans and them as Chinese, and some of us could not take that. So we plot how to leave CCTV en masse.
I remember that time.
Yeah, so myself, Eric Njoka, Mark Masai, I remember all the top people at that time. We all plot to leave. So one day, Pamela Sigi calls me. Pamela calls me. She's now at Citizen. She's the news manager, I think. So she calls me and tells me, can I meet you? Then she say yes. Then we meet at Java Mombasa Road, and she asks me, do you want to come back to the media, to the local media? I tell her, hell yes, why not? Then Pamela says, I'm going to tell Kai. Then Kai calls me after a few days. Actually, it's Veronica, the HR, calls me, and I meet her at Stanley, and they tell me what they want to give me. But remember, I'm earning 350 plus. It's now January. I've done 1 year. They're adding another 50, 400,000. So Mark Masai was earning probably 400. So the next year is earning 450. So remember, we want to go back to this local media, which cannot pay these monies. So Veronica meets me, and she explains to me all those things and says the dynamic. Some of the managers you're going to meet in the newsroom are not even earning to 50,000. There's no way we can give you this money, but we need you. So later I meet Kai, and the first thing I walk to, Kai is Masai and is pretty tall. So I meet him, and as I'm walking into his office, Kai say, hey! Then I'm like, what's going on? I haven't signed my contract. Then he says, at Nation, no one taller than me comes here. I should be the tallest, as a joke, Or yeah, this is a joke. He's Masai. Then immediately, like right now, he calls me a Poyo, I call him Masai. That's between Kai and I. So Masai because he's Masai, Apoyo calls me because of my weight. So I think that's why he calls me Apoyo. One day I ask him. So I get in, and we negotiate, and he tells me the opportunities, right? And Veronica tells me, we can't pay you this money, but we know how to work around it. So they reduce my money significantly, not so much. I'm still there. But then what was making it a lot, they put it in form of allowances, right? And so I get back to Nation, and I do 7 years at Nation.
7 years?
Yeah.
Bro, do you miss media right now?
I don't.
Would you ever get back on screen?
I would get back to the media, but the challenge I have is I will never work in the media at their terms. That's the only challenge I have.
What is your term?
My term is
because it's my company. It's 92 Degrees Studios. It's within my terms.
So you need me more than I need you, right? Or you need me as much as I need you. The reason why we get raw deals in media houses is because they need us and we need them, right?
Yeah.
When you get to a place, when you get to a place that you're not working because of the money that you'll be paid at that media house, I think it becomes a little difficult just to do anything. I'd go back to the media, but at my terms, which are favorable to them. So if you call me, for example, like TV47 call me and give me a job, I will tell you what I want, and you tell me what you want, and we get to a compromise. I will not come and you give me a contract.
What happened?
Where? At TV47?
Yes.
You were very excited when you saw me there.
I was happy. I was like, my G is... I was like, funny. I was like, I'm not lonely now. I'm not the only big brand around. I was really, really excited.
And a lot of them were happy. So TV47 was a good opportunity. And Simon Chair is my friend. We call him Chair.
Yeah, Chair. Very amazing gentleman. Yeah.
A very good man. I just told you off camera, he even gave me a signing fee. So when he was establishing that media house, I'm among the first people Simon met. I met him at some hotel in Westlands. I also met him at Utali. And the day I met him at Utali, I remember there was a concert and there were young kids playing. And he told me, Ken, this idea, we can incorporate it for our Saturday, you know? So we shared a lot of ideas, and he still even consulted me about it. Even when the first CEO resigned and they gave it to the other guy.
And Ken left it for, and then Mondon Jokana, okay.
Before, yes. So he called me even at that time. But the reason I didn't join, as he's calling me, Standard is calling me also. So I told him Standard has made the move, and it's also from my friends, Akina Tuoli, Akina Tuju, you know. They told me, man, you're going back to the media. So when they called me, I would have not changed my mind at that time, but we remained in touch with Simon. So when in 2024, I knew I was not renewing my contract because we were struggling at Standard. We were struggling. You are working, you have staff here that you can't even pay. So I have to have people in the newsroom because at the end of the day, they measure me with my output. But I don't have people. I would send people money to come to Standard Group to work. I'll pay people's part of their rent to come to work. I'll pay for their medical. Like anyone who wanted help, I would do it for them. So I knew this one is not going to happen. So what I did, Rapuro and I agreed we renew our contract. I renewed my contract. But then I asked for 3 months.
In advance?
3 months, 3 months unpaid leave for 2024. Getting into 2025. So I think it became difficult for them. And while I'm on holiday, I am told that at the end of my contract, it will not be renewed. But I'd renewed my contract, right? So when I'm told, I say, no, my contract has been renewed before I left for my December holidays. But then after a few days, they tell me that they have terminated the new contract, right? I said, all is good. But when I come back to the country, Simon calls me and tells me, Ken, we need to talk. Then I tell him, by the way, we can talk. Because at a Standard, I'm not going back to Standard. The guy told me, where are you? I told him where I was. He said, when you get back to the country, come to my office in Rwanda. So it was a very good idea. He sold the idea. He sold the dream to me. But when I got there, I felt I'm going to disappoint him. Because I'm thorough. And having been to the management level,
yes,
I realized I'm going to struggle with the managers, and I would not want to insubordinate them. And then secondly, I'm going to struggle with how to execute what I'm supposed to do because I saw the ill preparedness. For example, you work there, so I'll tell you. We're going on air on Sunday, but on Friday we're struggling with the montage. We are going on air on Sunday, but that Friday when we are doing the final rehearsals, we don't have a set that we've settled on. We are going on air on Sunday, but we have not tightened anything. So I look at it, and the first time, you remember, I postponed the launch.
Yes.
I postponed it. So we push it again. So even after 2 weeks again, we are not ready. It's not me. I had shot my promos. I was ready. Content is always ready.
I know you on ground.
But we are not ready. I'm seeing my producer, we are not ready. They even changed my producer twice and gave me the best. I don't remember the lady's name. But then I realized with the kind of things I was saying, especially with the people who are in charge of this project, I said I'm going to struggle. So I asked for time. I wrote a letter asking for time. I said, can I figure out this? But then they decided, no, you're not figuring out anything. So you guys released a press statement without replying to my letter that you have terminated the relationship with me. Yet,
you found out in public?
In the morning. But I'd written the letter like on a Friday. You know, we're supposed to launch on Sunday.
I remember that.
So on Monday, I see the tweet. But you know, they deleted the tweet after that because it became counterproductive. Yeah. Like today, if, for example, you're leaving TV47, when they say Ofweneke is leaving and when they say Ofweneke is here, when do people watch? When you're there. So that was very counterproductive. I think it was ill-advised, and I think it came back to the chairman, and because probably, I don't know, they decided, no, this is distasteful. And I don't blame them because they clarified, but you know, Kenyans, they clarified why they had to let me go.
Okay, the first narrative is what...
That is what they take.
Yes.
That is what they...
The explanation about it,
They don't care.
It's what with the first T. Yeah. The diluted one,
but that's what happened. I actually wrote a letter to the CEO, copied the HR, and ask them for time to think about it. Because I was going to disappoint you people. And man, I have never disappointed
But I
anyone.
was so excited. You saw my face. I would find out like, yeah. I'm like, wow. At least I'm not feeling too lonely around here.
No, there's still an opportunity. I mean, I'm a professional. I can work anywhere. Even that TV 47.
Oh.
But now the problem is my terms. For example, the other thing, they shifted goalposts. But it was Chair. You know, when you respect someone, you just flow.
Yeah,
Chair tells me, you're going to do a show on Wednesday. At that time, they were planning that Betty will do Sunday. Right? So Friday and Sunday. But you know, Betty is very strong on Friday.
Yes.
And with the competition
That's
across,
her
you
day.
could say who is at Nation at that time. You could see who's at Citizen. So Betty was a strong brand. So taking her to Sunday, I think they looked at it again and say, we'll dilute Friday, right? Because Michelle Ngele is on the other side and Lillian Muli on the other side. So the only person is Betty. So even Betty was very happy, by the way. I was going there.
It was a whole KTN reunion.
Yeah.
You, Betty Prime, me, and Thursday Night Live on this side. It was a whole KTN reunion on TV475.
It was going to happen. It was going to happen. But then I looked at all that and I said no, because he told me Wednesday first. Then he sits me in his office and we have lunch. And then he tells me, Sasa, nataka tufanye Sunday pia. And you know, because I respect him, I decided I'm going to go with Sunday and Wednesday. But I sit back and calculate. I say, so for you to have the show today, you started calling me last week.
Yeah.
So for me to have a show on Wednesday, it means Monday, Tuesday, I'm planning. So I'm not resting because I need guests for Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, I leave at midnight. Thursday, I'm resting. On Friday, I start preparing for Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, you preparing. Then Sunday, you have a show. Unalala, Monday, you're starting to prepare for Wednesday. So technically, I was going to do how many days? The whole week, 7 days a week. I was going to work 7 days. Yet, I wanted to work only one day because I'd gone back. I knew I was going to go back to school. I knew I was going to run my consultancy. So I needed a lot of time. Wow. So, yeah, those are the complications that I found.
Either way, I feel like it all turned out very well. You look healthy. You're at peace.
I am.
You're in a good place.
Yeah.
If today there was a government reshuffle, and we're watching news on TV47 at 1, and we see Cabinet Secretary for ICT and Information, Ken MIJUNGU, or we see maybe Legal Affairs, Ken MIJUNGU.
As having been appointed?
Yes, as a cabinet, or even
by
a cabinet,
the president?
By the president, President William Ruto. Would you take the appointment?
I pray a lot about a lot of things. And next year when we meet, I will tell you about that side of me. I pray about a lot of things. One, I would likely pray about it. I would likely pray about it. And I've told you, when God is in something, He leaves no doubt. Things align, like you can see how it aligned, right? If that was to happen, it's a position of privilege, right? But I'll pray about it before I would take it. I would ask the appointing authority to give me time to pray about it. Yeah. I will not just jump to it, because for you to do that, you require wisdom, you require knowledge, you require experience, and you require goodwill. For you to have wisdom, knowledge, and experience, you must have done something.
Yeah.
Wisdom and knowledge comes from above. So for me, I'd seek that intervention. And for me, in my life, everything God does, He leaves no doubt as to His presence.
Wow.
In that decision. And believe me, I will see. God will show me. I don't know if it's just my personal relationship with God or everyone is like that.
No. But trust me, we are on the same boat on that. I believe that everything, I keep on saying I'm a firm believer that, first of all, any word or any term that does not exist in the Bible does not exist. And in my Bible, I've not seen the word mistake, coincidence, or by the way. So that means those three terms don't really exist.
Yeah.
All right. So I believe that everything happens because it was supposed to happen, because there's a testimony purpose to it. that will either affect my destiny or affect somebody else's destiny who is within my line. So I'm a firm believer that everything happens because it was supposed to happen like that.
Yeah.
So even if I trip on the floor, on the stairs, I'm like, it's okay. Maybe it is like 2 seconds delay towards something.
Yeah.
So it's fine the way it has happened like that.
Yeah.
So yes, I would also consult God.
I would, without a doubt. I'll consult two people. I'll tell my mom to pray about it, and I'll pray about it.
Nice one.
That's the only thing I'll do. And for me, there is no decision that I've ever made that I don't see the hand of God in it. Like, and he leaves no doubt. I just don't know how to explain this to you without.
For me, I can get it. For me, I understand. That's why you don't need to really break it down to me.
Yeah.
We have just experienced the first loss of the ruling party UDA after the breakaway with the former deputy president Ricky G. And DCP and the whole United, Linda Mwananchi, the whole de facto has really been making noise about it. The cheering and of course and the placards in the air like, this is an example of 2027. This is what we will do. Kasongo, be ready.
Yeah.
Was Ol Kalou a genuine win, or was it a setup?
Ol Kalou was a genuine win.
It was a genuine win.
And they expected it. The government expected that win. How do you know they expected the win? The investment they put in that place. They thought the only way to win Ol Kalou or take it away from Rigathi Gachagua was through resources, flooding the place with resources. It was a genuine win for DCP. There was no other way that Ol Kalou would go.
Was it a message from Ol Kalou, or was it a message from the mountain?
Both, because who is the mountain and who is Ol Kalou? Let me tell you, even the ruling party today has cancelled Mount Kenya vote. I'm telling you the truth. They have cancelled that Mount Kenya vote. I can take you back to history. When Kenyatta was the president, they were together with
Jaramogi Oginga.
Right?
Yes.
That was Nyanza and Mount Kenya, or Central Kenya. Fast forward to Moi. When Moi was the president, they worked with Mount Kenya. Right?
Yeah.
When Kibaki was the president, they worked with Nyanza. When Uhuru was the president, they worked with
Nyanza.
No?
Rift Valley.
Rift Valley, yes.
Yeah.
When every time there is two big factions in the government, the other one is out. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There is no single time they're all in the government. None. Trace back. None. There's always Kenyatta, Luo, Kikuyu Luo, then there's Moi, you see Rift Valley.
So the table always...
Around two. There can never be three people in the house. So now that Nyanza is in the picture, Central is out.
Can the 24 years rule Moi time, can the 40 against 1 strategy, can it be used as a strategy by
No, I think Ol Kalou has changed the dynamic of politics, even if we didn't say it. First, I thought the Gen Zs are changing the dynamic of politics. But I realized Gen Zs are not going to change the dynamics of this politics.
Ouch.
They cannot. They will not change the dynamics of this politics. The dynamics of 2027 politics is going to be changed by what happened in Ol Kalou. Because I'm seeing so many videos online, now everyone is saying, please bring us the resources that you took to Ol Kalou.
Oparanya has made that statement over the weekend. He said it, even Baraza said it.
It's everywhere. Please give us these resources. We don't have the ability. The government does not have the ability to give that resources all over the country.
Everywhere.
It's impossible. That is one. Secondly, Kenyans have realized that this money that politicians are spending is actually ours. So when you're giving me my money, what do I owe you? As opposed to Kitambo, we'll say these politicians are rich. These politicians are rich. Look at the way they're dishing money. No, Kenyans have finally understood.
When is Sako?
That hii pesa ni yetu. So unatupatia pesa yetu. So those are the dynamics that are going to change this politics.
Oh.
What has happened in Ol Kalou? Because suddenly there's a realization that actually when the citizens have a will, there is no way except their way. right? There's no way except that way. So that is one. And then secondly, Kenyans have realized that we have to vote for value. So if they find value in what President Ruto has done, and I am not pro-opposition, I am not pro-government. Although people say it all the time that I was pro-Raila Odinga. Because I was Luo. The only reason you guys said, people say that I was pro-opposition is because I'm Luo. Right?
Yeah.
Now Raila is not there. So you cannot claim I'm pro-opposition. And if ever I've been associated with the opposition, now you can't start associating me with the government right now. Certainly, so it's government. Kenya is pro-government. Ukiangalia kila kitu anasema social media, huyu ni gava mara NIS mara, unatafuta kazi. The truth is this. The truth. Ruto has tried. Ruto has tried. He has tried. I can mention everything, but I don't speak for them. How people can speak for them. But if you compare what we have seen in this government and the previous government, Ruto has tried. However,
but if you use that comparison, I will also concur on you on that. The guy has really... I feel like the only mix-up, of course, was the whole June 25th.
The Gen Z thing.
The Gen Z thing.
Yes.
But I'm not telling Kenyans to forget that part.
No. And they can't forget even if you want them to forget.
Exactly.
They won't forget, yes.
But on other things,
Ruto has tried.
The boy is pushing himself.
No, he has tried. And I get nothing from the government. I am currently jobless. I'm in school.
Consultants.
So they don't pay me. They've never paid me. No one in the government can ever claim they've given me a cent. But I'm looking at the sum total of everything that is happening. And I believe genuinely, apart from the things that we can ascribe to Ruto, say theft of public funds, right? Long before Ruto came, there was all these people who are claiming this theft of public funds to the tune of 2 billion a day, right? There's always been those stories. So I am not excusing them for anything, and I don't even speak for them. But I'm just telling you, from where I stand, Kenya right now, Nairobi is a concrete jungle. They're building all over the place. People are building. There are good roads. The other day I gave an example, and my friend Willis called me. I'm not afraid to quote him. Willis Otieno, the lawyer, Piki Pong.
Yes.
He's my friend, was my classmate. So he calls me and tells me, Ken, what are you talking about? Stop talking. Which development? Tell me, apart from ABC, what else are we seeing in Nyanza? I agree with Willis, right? And he reserves the right to see what he wants to see. I also reserve the right to see what I want to see. And this is not the only issue I have, is the spending power of people, money in our pocket, and how our money is being spent on priority basis. So take away that priority basis that is very necessary and look at the sum total of what the government has done. And tell me, straight face, with conviction, without being influenced by whoever you support, right? That there is nothing tangible that you see Ruto has done in 5 years.
That would be us.
You would be lying.
That would be us living.
You will be lying. So forget about the jets, the private jets. Forget about the money and the contract he's given to his friends. Because even you, if you're president, I'm coming for a contract.
Ken, if you become the president, I am your permanent secretary, if not your cabinet secretary.
You coming for it?
For sports use and digital
You coming
economy.
for it?
Yes.
So let's forget about, everyone will play those games. But ask me, are you seeing something tangible or you're seeing nothing? Now, if you find you're seeing nothing totally, you're blind. But if you say, yes, there's something that is happening, but we don't like how it's happening. That's another one. For example, I believe the housing thing is stalling. I don't know, but I just believe it's stalling, right? But if you are asked, have you seen something that is being done in the housing project? You'd say, there's something I'm saying. Yeah. But I don't like the way it's being done. I don't like you're deducting my money. I don't like that you're building houses in my village. You're building an apartment here for me to buy an apartment. I have 3 acres. I can build my house in that 3 acres. I don't like that. So, yes, you don't like it, but is there something that is
yes,
happening?
It is.
There's something that is happening.
It's a Sifuna reality?
A big reality. Do you know the phenomena of a black horse? A black horse springs up from nowhere. It's an opportunity. Right now, there's an opportunity for anyone to spring out of anywhere. How politics work is an ideology. You take an ideology and sell it, and people coalesce around that ideology. Now, the ideology, that's why people are faulting my friend Orengo. How can you say we are Sifuna? Sifuna is my age mate, probably a year older than me or 2 years older than me, right?
Yeah.
Sifuna is my age mate. But the truth is this. Orengo knows that the only idea that can sell right now is
Mimi ni Sifuna.
Yes. So he has to say, yeah, ni Sifuna. So you can't fault Orengo for saying yeah, ni Sifuna. So Sifuna is a reality. Sifuna it's a black horse kind of scenario. Anyone can be president. Even Jimmy Wanjigi can be president right now. Anyone can be president right now. Even
Wajakoya, professor,
can be president right now. There's an opportunity for the first time, and I guess you'll ask me this, and I'll tell you my view about them coming together, not coming together. I'll tell you my view. People will not like it, but I'll tell you, yes. But there's that opportunity for anyone to be president. If you are most popular, you can become president right now. If you're most popular. I mean, there's every opportunity. So Sifuna is a reality that cannot be dismissed. Even Ruto is not dismissing Sifuna. He's dismissing him on top of cars. But Ukondani, they're thinking, we need everyone. We need everyone with us, not someone outside. So it's a reality. Is
it more or less a reality if because there's either him being a running mate or him becoming the flag bearer?
It doesn't matter. Wherever side he is, it's the same. Yeah. I think what the supporters of Linda Mwananchi are looking for is an alternative. And if they find the alternative in Sifuna, they don't mind whether he's a running mate or he's the presidential candidate, so long as he's on that side. So whoever supports Sifuna, and Sifuna is, I told you I'm the first person to put Sonko on air.
Yes.
Sifuna will tell you, if I'm not the first person to put him on air, I'm the second person in his life. When he was still working with Cholet at some law firm in Hurlingham. Yes. First person. So I've known Sifuna a long time. And we're friends and we talk. Right? So Sifuna is a reality. So regardless, if you support Sifuna, regardless of the side Sifuna will be, whether he's a running mate or the president, you will support him there. That is the truth. So it's a reality. Sifuna is that we cannot wish away the opportunity that Kenyans find themselves right now. We cannot wish it away. It's never happened before. This was something that was seen with Raila, and no one ever imagined after Raila there's someone who would rally people around him like Sifuna has done.
Amazing.
And you know the only thing Sifuna has done? Be consistent and truthful. That is the only thing Sifuna has done. Sifuna is consistent and truthful.
Kama nakutusi from the beginning till the end.
He's not changing. And then the last thing is brave. The guy is brave. I think my mom would have committed suicide 1,000 times if I was Sifuna. You tell her a small thing, she would never allow it. But those three things, consistent and very brave.
Sifuna,
the Luya Nation. The Luya Nation. So yes, it's a reality. So what I wanted to tell you, probably the next question you're going to ask me is, should they come together or run separately? What do you think?
This is the thing. New energy, new vibe, new power, new ideologies. Give me Sifuna as a presidential flag bearer. Give me Ndidi Nyoro as the running mate. To balance regional balance, Luya vote. Mountain, give me Ndidi Nyoro. To balance, of course, regional plus brains and wits. Give me Kangata, maybe as a prime minister or something, a prime cabinet secretary. Then give me Kingi, not Kingi. For Coastal side, for whichever side.
Moha,
Jichopevo, bring him in, right? Nairobi, I've still not yet made a decision about Nairobi.
Okay.
Right? I'm still studying it from afar, but from the top. Give me that ticket. I am voting in first thing in the morning.
I think Kangata is very good as a governor. He's done a lot for Murang'a.
Amazing.
Kangata should do a second time. Murang'a will be very different.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kangata has done well for Murang'a. I will not. If he wants to run again for governor, he's get my vote in the morning.
All right.
Right? I understand your lineup. Tragedy or trouble will be, is Nyoro going to agree with Wamunyoro? Because whoever is going to be at the top in Central, Wamunyoro has to play a key role in it. You can't dismiss it. If you spring outside the environment of Wamunyoro right now, you're not getting anything.
But the question I ask Ken, as we finish, is Wamunyoro the best captain?
For the mountain.
The mountain. I will literally ask in the words of the medieval movies back in the days. Is this your king? That's the question I've been asking.
The way the mountain works, and I want to take you back to, forget about Kibaki. He's a little bit not from our generation, so I wouldn't have understood the politics so much. But give me from Uhuru 1992, I'm already a grown up, right? And I can see what's happening when Moi tries to prop him, Uhuru Kenyatta, and then he becomes the king, right? So I think kingship in Central is given first by the position you occupy. So Wamunyoro was the senior most politician after Uhuru when Uhuru left.
Yes.
So by default, he still becomes the king of that region, right? Because he was the senior most politician, senior most government official at that time. So he becomes their king, right? So he could not be the best, but what he says, does it resonate with the people of the mountain or not? Now, let me give you what my scenario, what I think should happen. Should they come together or should they come together? I initially said these people need to come together and find one presidential candidate. But then I asked myself, if today they come together and, for example, it's Wamunyoro, it's Nyoro and Sifuna, what is the immediate reaction of Ruto? What will Ruto do? Anyone, Kalonzo, Sifuna, just Matiang'i, Sifuna, whatever they come, what do you think would be the immediate reaction of William Ruto?
Either get a counter running mate from the mountain or Luya.
From the part that will feel they've been sidelined.
Yes.
That is what Ruto is going to do. Yes. So if, for example, Sifuna today and Kalonzo, say running mate and president candidate, he will go and pick Nyoro. He can go and pick Nyoro and say, you are the running mate. Or he can sit with Rigathi and say, now give me who you want to be my running mate. Who you, Prof, who I respect, who was my teacher, is going. That will be the counter reaction of Ruto immediately to destabilize them. So for me, I feel we have not tried this constitution to the level of runoff. We have not. This country has never had runoff. We've never done. We've had a rerun,
yes.
Raila refused to participate. But a runoff we've never had. I'm looking for the first opportunity in my lifetime to try our constitution.
To that level.
To that level of runoff. So that everyone runs. You know when everyone runs, what happens? They will split the votes. No one gets an outright 50% plus one. But now, I used to say, come together. Now, what I'll say, come together, but agree that after the election, during the runoff, you are all supporting me. You understand? So Sifuna runs, Matiang'i runs, Kalonzo runs, and then they deny William Ruto the votes, right? Because they don't want how Ruto is going to react when they... That is how I'm looking at it. They will not like what William Ruto will respond appropriately, right? So when that happens, they deny him 50% plus one because the votes are split. But they agree before. This is what they're doing right now. That after the election, we are supporting
one person.
This pair.
I need to clear up the interview. One word to describe Ruto. One word.
In terms of what?
Wholesomely.
I think Ruto was an idea that was executed in the right time, in the right manner. I think Ruto was an idea. So for me, I would describe Ruto as an idea. Is an idea. Depending on how you want to interpret that idea, that's your problem. But I look at Ruto as an idea. An idea. An idea that is potent. He knows how to execute himself. He's an idea.
Brother.
Umemaliza.
You and I can go over and over this. Ladies and gentlemen, what a time well spent. What a Wi-Fi well spent, yo. What a data well spent, ladies and gentlemen. In-depth conversation. From politics to personal beliefs, to hard work, to resilience, to self-belief, ladies and gentlemen. That sums up the man, the legend, Ken MIJUNGU, live on Lessons of Authority with Dr. Ofweneke. Please subscribe, share. Thank you so much to all those TikTok and Instagram pages that cut a small parts of the need and take it viral. Asanteni sana. Make sure these lessons get to other students as well. And like you know how we always do it. This is the only podcast whereby you watch it with a pen and a paper. Just comment in the comment section the lessons that you have learned. And the ISP, we are waiting for you. If you're skilled in any kind of way and you want to get to the US, please call on us. Of course, we'll be ready to see how your skills can get to the US. All right. We are coming live from 92 Studios, Kiambu Road, Seattle Mall, first floor, opposite NCBA Bank. This is the 92 Creative Hub. May God bless you. See you on the next one. Dr. Ofweneke is my name.